The topic is drug prevention grants and business, and we're talking to Ms. Greenlee and Ms. Fletcher. And Ms. Fletcher, let's pick up with you. I think Ms. Greenlee was giving us some information about some of the characteristics of a peel that is known as X-Peel, and we'll get back with her later on. But we want to give you an opportunity up front on this segment to continue our conversation in reference to some of the things that we're doing here and some of the problems that we're facing.
Well, I think a great deal, just as Clemmy has talked about, we need to talk more about the issues that our young people face and actually give them a voice, instead of always talking at them, talk to them, talk with them, having those conversations that they're letting us know the things that impact them. It's like getting to the root of what the things that they may be facing. Sometimes we can think that economic issues are up here, but in reality, we don't know from a day-to-day basis how it makes a young person feel and how it impacts their emotions and things of that nature. So a lot of what we do and a lot of what we talk about even in joining forces is to not just talk about what's happening and what's going wrong, but actually giving them an opportunity to help with the solution. And then at the same time, bringing organizations together like Clemmy's, like mine, like a few other people that we are working closely together to build resources, because it's one thing to say to a child that's at risk, you need to stop doing what you're doing. It's another to give them an opportunity to make a change, giving them an opportunity to where they can see hope that can actually be realized. And sometimes that's just the missing part. It's one thing to say, stop doing drugs, stop selling drugs. It's another thing to give them an opportunity to see how they can survive. It's amazing to talk to a child when, as a child, you're thinking to yourself, you're going to think like a child, you're going to do the things that kids do. It breaks my heart when you talk to children that are talking like they're adults, like they have this means of, I need to carry this gun, I need to work to survive and put food on the table. Okay, as a child, I look to my mom and my dad to do that, but we have kids nowadays carrying on adult issues, and then you have to stop and ask yourself why. And a lot of what we're doing is to come to that reasons why, but then at the same time, flipping it to where it's not just mentoring kids from here down, but they're teaching us some stuff.
Well, one of the things that I'd like to push this as a point here, because this is the second part of that topic, and that is the grants. Now, let's talk about some of the grants that, some of the resources that are available to help fight this violence, drugs, or whatever. What are some of the grants that are available, and where do you get these grants from?
Well, the majority of the grants that help fight the violence and the prevention is coming from the CDC, the juvenile court, the health department, and it's not easy to get. You have a category of people that can really apply for the grant. Now, along myself, I have applied for it, and I haven't got the one that I really want to get. But you really have to have it's not what you call stereotyping, but you don't really have the mindset of peoples that's around your table that really just qualify for writing what you want to write. You have to be careful. Like, just say what I want to write my grant for is grassroots. Okay. I want to start from the grassroots and go to the projects, to the hood, and do my work. I don't want to start my work in a public school or a corporate business. And so I won't qualify for that. Because for one, the reason I won't qualify for it, because they'll be too scared that I am going to clean up the projects. I am going to clean up the hood.
Well, why would that be, they would object to that? I mean,
yeah, come on. I
mean, explain that to me,
You're giving me, you want to give me these grants. And if you're giving these grants to these corporate businesses, the corporate businesses they got $1.5 million to clean up the streets to stop the violence. Well, you got what, from 8 to 4 to do that. 8 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock. And you're doing it behind the desk, and you're doing it behind the computer. And then you're closing up. So you're not cleaning up nothing. So that means you ain't gonna never meet the numbers that you're supposed to meet, and you'll keep on getting that grant. You get that grant to me, then I'm cleaning up the streets 24/7. Well, then I done cleaned up the streets in 6 months. Now you're not gonna give me that grant back because now I done stopped the system's money. I done stopped the government's money that they're putting behind, because wait a minute, she actually cleaned up the street for real. She actually came into school and cleaned it up for real. Now we can't give her that grant, but you're gonna keep giving it to the corporate business, because you know they can't. They're not even finna come to the hood. They're not even finna come and sit in this gang banging territory with me. But you just got this $1 million grant. So why won't you just trickle some money down over here to me and let me stay out here? Because I tell people all the time, you guys close at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. The library closed at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. The centers close at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Okay, from that time on up until 3 in the morning, I have them. So that means you don't have, I don't have anything I can call. I don't have a fund set over there that I can go get right quick to keep them satisfied from 10 p.m. until 1 a.m. because they out there. So why you want to always just keep it in a box? Because you don't really want to stop crime. One thing I reason I know that they really don't want to stop crime, because look at Salem Town. They turned Salem Town into Germantown. They cleaned it up less than a year. So they stopped it over there and took over.
Now explain that, Salem Town. I mean, I think that's a sort of local kind of situation, but what you're saying here?
Over here on 5th Avenue North, 6th Avenue North, over here by the Smith Brothers Funeral Home. That was Salem Town. I grew up there. There wasn't nothing but just hood, gangster, violence, drugs, prostitution. I was in it. So all of a sudden, they cleaned it up, took over the property, bought out everybody. Everybody sold out. And they came in there and they built up condominium, 5-star restaurants, and took everybody, all the black males to jail, put the mothers on welfare, took half the kids away to children's service, and now all of a sudden, it's a 5-star Germantown that we can't even go back over there without getting arrested. You got a black female riding around looking suspicious. Let's get her. Just come on, get real. Don't nobody want to even talk about that.
Okay, hold a minute,
Don't get me started.
We're going to get you started again, but we have to stop for our second commercial break. But yeah, we want to get you started. We want to continue this, and we're going to stop for this second commercial break, and we'll come back. But that's almost amazing, because I know of that transformation, and I know of the new facilities that are going up there. But what you're saying here is that when it was Salem Town, there was a different attitude that the government took toward it, and now since it's Germantown, with all of the 5-star hotels. Okay, we're going to continue our conversation. We'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. Prevention